This is Salus Per Aquam, or SPA, a home spa health treatment system. For years, spa health treatments like this have only been available in high-end spas in places like Beverly Hills and New York City. But now, this amazing spa health system is available to you in this special offer. Tested for years in major spas around the world, the SPA system promotes healthy, younger-looking skin, as well as a relaxing and re-energizing full-body treatment that helps the body detoxify itself.
Hi, my name is Nick Mancuso. Some of you may recognize me from my extensive film and television career, but today I want to talk to you about this. It's called an ionizer, specifically the Ionic SPA. What many of you may not know is that I'm a type 2 diabetic and that I have suffered from the complications of this disease for many years now, specifically a condition known as diabetic neuropathy, a painful condition of the feet and the hands and the legs, which results in total numbness. My doctor prescribed painkillers, specifically morphine. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life having to take painkillers, so I began to look for an alternative treatment. I traveled around the world. A few years ago, I stumbled on the ionizer, specifically the Ionic SPA, and much to my delight, the stabbing pains began to go away and the numbness began to dissolve.
There's a mind-body-soul connection that when you attack them on all fronts, that everything becomes more balanced. Your health, your emotions are more in control, the way your outlook is on life. And I found that this machine, I know that sounds weird, but the machine seemed to balance out my moods. And that made everything look different.
I'm sitting here with Karen Saldana, the president of the Salus Per Aquam clinic, where I was introduced to the ionizer known as the Ionic S.P.A. Karen, Salus Per Aquam, that means what in Latin?
Health by water?
Health by water. Water seems to be very important in healing, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Tell me a little bit about how you started to use this specific technology.
Well, I met the manufacturer, Lynn Nelson, who had a small clinic of his own at the time. And he offered me a free Ionic SPA foot bath. I said, well, free? Why not? Did it, and 3 hours later I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize myself. My skin had never been clear since I was 11 years old. Was beautiful. It was radiant, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Now it's interesting because you also had some major car accident, didn't you? And had a lot of aches and pains and had trouble walking.
I had paralysis and neuropathy and all kinds of inflammation that would variously come back and forth because of a twisting of the spine it created. And it brought down that inflammation, so I don't have pain from it at all anymore, where I was still having pain occasionally and a lot of vulnerability in my back up until I got the inflammation down with the Ionic Foot Bath.
Every day, your body takes in toxins from the environment. The air you breathe, the food you eat, even the water you drink. From plastic that leaches into your drinking water or from the food you microwave, to toxins from chemical plants and oil refineries, or even the cars we drive. Our lives are filled with things that are constantly polluting our bodies. Add to that the stress from work, family, and daily living, which decreases your body's ability to fight illness and disease. Now, with this home spa health treatment system, you can have a relaxing way to re-energize the body's natural immune system and feel younger and healthier.
I'm here with Lynn Nelson, the manufacturer of the Ionic SPA. Lynn, how does this darn thing work? What's the science behind it?
I'm glad you asked. It's very simple. The cell requires 100 millivolts to operate properly. Toxins, poisons come in, poisons, toxins go out. Nutrients come in, water comes in, the cell does its job, creates waste. Isn't that what a cell does?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. If a cell requires 100 millivolts to operate properly and you're only getting 50, are all the poisons being pushed out of your cells?
No.
No. So you're being poisoned. So whatever you tell me, let's say they have a breast cancer. Breast cells are being poisoned. No, Lynn, he's got a tumor in his liver. Liver cells are being poisoned. No, he's got leukemia. Blood cells are being poisoned. So whatever you tell me is a condition of the human body, I'm going to come back and tell you that the cell is being poisoned. Now the question is, How do you unpoison the body? Well, first of all, you got to put more energy into the body. When you place your hands, your feet, or your whole body in a highly energized, ionized bath, your body absorbs
Well,
the
I got to
energy.
tell you, when I did that, when I put my hands in for the first time, I could actually feel the energy entering my body and my feet, and I started to get more and more energy. I had a frozen shoulder for almost 2 years, had acupuncture in it, and it helped a little bit, but when I used this little device, after about 5-6 sessions, my shoulder injury finally started to completely disappear.
And you actually place it where the body needs it the most. So you actually move it around the bathtub. You can put it in the tub for your feet, you can do your hands. You can use it anywhere and overall your whole body. When we put this into the water, we see bubbles. And let me explain to you what happens here. This here is water molecules, H2O and H2O. They represent water, okay? Our device breaks the bond and up comes the gas. That's why you see the bubbles. Sometimes it makes H3O, that's your positive ion, also makes it the water acidic, which kills bacteria and fungus on contact and is used as a disinfectant. The HO is actually your negative ion, and that makes the water alkaline, which stimulates the nerves, increases blood circulation, and softens the tissue. And that's the science behind it all. So what we're doing is putting more energy into your body. Your body absorbs the energy. Every cell comes up to 100 millivolts, pushes out the toxins, but the toxins are still in your body, right?
Yeah.
The thing that washes out the toxins is water. And that's why by drinking energized water, it's going to flush out the toxins.
Hi, Mark.
Lynn, always good to see you.
That's great. You use the Ionic device to make energized water, but you also have a bioimpedance analysis device, and why don't you tell me more about that?
Yes, I do. The bioimpedance analysis machine, or a BIA as we call it, is something that can measure a person's health of their cells.
And so you just drank energized water, but you did a first test as a baseline. Then about 3 months later, you noticed some things happening.
I did. I noticed really some incredible results.
And then you did a third test 3 months after that. So you had a baseline, 3 months, 6 months. What did you notice at the 6-month level?
All of the parameters had improved, which is really unusual. Sometimes when you clean up your diet, maybe do a little exercise, try to avoid the sugar or the milk or whatever the bad foods may be for you, you can affect a few things, like say body fat. You might lose a few percentage body fat points. But I have never seen a total composite improvement on all the parameters like I saw on my test after using the e-water.
Why go to an expensive spa when you can have your own spa experience at home? No traffic, no waiting in line, just instant stress relief that can be ready in seconds. Just fill up the foot bath or your bathtub with tap water, plug in the ionizer, and you're ready to go. It's that easy. Kids bothering you? Long day at the office? Sit and rejuvenate your entire body with the ionizing power of Salus Per Aquam's Ionic S.P.A, your own private spa.
Well, I got introduced to the Ionic Spa when I went into Salus Per Aquam with Karen Saldana. And we went in specifically to try the Ionic Foot Bath on my son, Michael, who was diagnosed with autism. We had heard good things about it from a friend. The exciting thing was, as we came in more and more often for him to get the foot bath, he went from speaking in very disjointed sentences to his sentences became, he started talking more. He became more focused. He started, I would see more eye contact while we were doing the foot bath, and after I would get reports from his teacher about how he was paying attention more in school. And just to give you an idea of how much he was struggling, this is kindergarten and this is first grade. And you can see it's just a lot of scribble. There doesn't appear to be a whole lot of difference between the two. Now, we started the Ionic Foot Bath mid-year in first grade. By the time we got to second grade, this is the kind of work Michael was doing. And so what I think happened is that all of those things we were already doing for Michael worked that much better because his body was functioning the way it was supposed to. And his brain was functioning the way it was supposed to, or at least a better version of it. It didn't take away his autism, but it made him a functional student and a functional kid who looks at me and comes up to me and says, "Mom, I love you."
Hey Lydia, it's really great to be with you today. You're my number one, have always been since I've opened Salus Per Aquam, the Holistic Healing Center, a relaxation center. You got to witness a lot of cool stuff happening at the spa.
Yes.
Tell me some of the stuff that you want to talk about.
Well, one of the most memorable ones, and I think it happened early on when we first started out, was a family that came with a child. I believe she was just a young infant, 5.5 or 6 months old, and the majority of her body was covered in rashes, and she was the parents were trying to get some sort of therapy for her that just didn't work, and they came to you as a last resort.
I remember the mother was just
Beside herself,
and she just fell into my arms crying, saying, "I don't know what to do." The baby doesn't sleep, has not slept at night in for 5.5 months, and the doctors tried everything, internal medications, external creams, and it was getting worse, and she was scratching herself raw in so many spots.
Right. Yeah, and the child obviously was also upset and was, I think, crying at the time that you brought her in, because obviously it was traumatic for her going into what you were attempting to do, which is to put her into an Ionic Foot Bath or a tub, and just for a very short time. And she seemed to get a whole lot of relief, because when she came out of it, she was not crying. The parents looked very relieved, and it was like a...
It was a miracle.
Yeah.
After the first treatment, they said that she slept the night through for the first time in her life. And she wasn't scratching herself. And when we looked at her the second time she came in, 3/4 of the rash was already gone. And that other one extra treatment, which was about 5-7 minutes, it didn't take that long, it got rid of the whole rash.
Shortly after I met Karen and Lydia, my dog wasn't feeling well. I took him to the vet. The vet ran a bunch of blood tests. And then he comes back to me and he says, "I've got some bad news for you. Your dog has a very serious illness. He's not likely to live much longer." So I am devastated. This is my baby. So Karen says, "Get him in the foot bath." Just like that, you know, I mean, that's Karen. Get him in the foot bath. So we put him in the foot bath. Now, mind you, the dog was barely walking. We put him in the foot bath for 20 minutes, and then we took him out and we dried his feet and dried his paws, and then I took him home. And Karen says, "Be sure you bring him back tomorrow." So the next 4 days, took the dog over to the spa. The fourth time I took him over, the dog is really active. He's feeling a whole lot better, whereas before I had to pick him up, lift him, put him in the back seat of the car. Now he's jumping in. A couple more treatments, I take him back to the vet. The vet reruns the blood work. And he comes back to me, calls me a couple of days later on the phone. He says, "This blood work shows there's nothing wrong with your dog." I says, "Well, he seems to be feeling okay." "Well, what did you do?" he says. I says, some friends of mine, we use the Ionic Foot Bath. And he says, "Well, what's that?" And I says, "You need to know more about this."
For a limited time, you too can own this home spa treatment at a low introductory price that beats the competition hands down for a more powerful model that lasts and lasts. This offer is not available in stores, but for a limited time, you can have one sent straight to your home. Just call 877-694-3298 or visit our website at gotomyspa.com.
I would recommend this to my family, my friends, and my patients. It's important that we keep our cells hydrated. Everybody's chasing the fountain of youth. They want to feel good, they want to have less pain, they want to have more energy. But the basic building block of the body is the cell. And if it's not healthy, then the tissue that it makes up can't be healthy, and the organs they make up can't be healthy, and the organ systems that they make up can't be healthy. So hydration to the cell is very, very important.
Why wait to feel younger, be more energized, and relax away the years? And if you order now, we can offer a model that ionizes your bathtub water without making the water turn color, so you get all the benefits without the mess for a low additional price. Give your body the chance to rejuvenate, and it will give you back younger skin, a healthier body, and more energy. Order today by calling 877-694-3298 or visit gotomyspa.com.
It's a wonderful device. Thank you so much for introducing me to it.
You're welcome.